that work with your body to maintain healthy levels of nitric oxide. And that nitric acid, what that does is that helps maintain the healthy flow of oxygen and nutrients to all parts of your body. So that's just an example of something, of a way that you can be proactive. You can add something like the CocoVia supplement to your coffee every morning, to your oatmeal in the morning. And you can, anyway, so you kind of get to enjoy a little bit of this cocoa treat, but also you're doing something good for you. So instead of thinking about what you can't have, I like people to think about what they can have and what they can do.
Oh, that's really great. You know, I hear about CocoVia all the time on the radio, from different hosts, or I listen to a lot of alternative radio too, and a lot of people really adhere to this idea that CocoVia is helping their nutrition. So, I mean, this is great. What are some other great tips that we can do to keep ourselves healthy, heart healthy?
Okay. Well, first of all, and I also like people to I always think about getting in greens twice a day. So getting in your green veggies twice a day is just something, sorry about that.
That's okay.
Getting in your green veggies twice a day is just, again, people always talk about getting, X amount of fruits and vegetables a day. But I'm such a big fan of specifically green vegetables.
Yeah.
And I always think about, don't worry about the exact portion, the half a cup or the cup. Just think about getting them in twice a day. And generally, if you just get them in and you add them to your plate, you're getting in a certain amount of nutrients. And that can start, whether it's at breakfast or at lunch. Another thing that I talk about all the time, especially right now, it's so, I think it's getting a lot of exposure, is just how bad sugar is for us.
Oh,
so
boy.
Really staying away from any added sugar and making sure that, you're not consuming beverages with added sugar, and you're not having sugar in hidden places like your condiments, like salad dressing and barbecue sauce and places like that. So getting rid of that added sugar, getting in green vegetables, adding in a CocoVia supplement, and those are just three things. If you just focus on those three things, you're doing a whole lot of good for you and your heart health.
Now, what about, a lot of people use honey for their tea or coffee to kind of, in lieu of the sugar. Is that any better for your heart health with regards to that?
So here's the thing. Honey, any form of sugar is still sugar. It's still going to get broken out of sugar in your body, and I don't like having any added sugar.
Gotcha.
However, I will say that if you're going to have it in a place that you absolutely sort of have to have it, like if you're having something where, you absolutely have to sweeten something. So if it's something like coffee, an everyday item like that,
yeah.
I actually like people to get away from having a sweetener every day. But if it's something where you're having, an indulgence, like it's a treat, and it's an indulgence and it's not something you do every day or twice a day, then I would say, you can have a little bit there, knowing that it's what I call conscious indulgence, and make it the best form of sugar that you can. So, for example, something like a honey, yes, it's definitely better than, the refined white sugar that, you see in packets. At least it's got a little bit of minerals in there. So it's got at least some benefits to it.
Yeah.
But again, I still don't want that to be something like, this is a little bit healthier, it's a little more natural for me, I should just add it to everything.
I can have honey with everything. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's some great tips. And of course, with weight, I know I've often heard in the past that, people that are excessively obese have a much higher risk of heart disease. Now, what about just people that are kind of, in the middle ground there? If they're maybe not obese, but they're maybe not exercising, and they kind of have a lethargic lifestyle.
And so what's the question? What should they be doing?
Yeah.
So, the things that I just mentioned, those tips, whether if you're obese, those are a good place to start with. Even if you're an absolute perfect healthy weight, you should still be doing those things. Yeah. Those types of tips, heart health, again, it's not just about your exact body weight. These are things that everybody should be doing regardless of weight. If we have a weight issue, and then whether you're obese or you're a few pounds overweight, starting with things like that, like removing the sugar, taking out the packaged processed foods, adding in water and green tea instead of drinking, instead of having, a diet beverages and soda. Like, all of those things are things that we should all be doing, regardless of the, of the amount of weight to lose, because it's all going to end up being lifestyle anyway. So it should be, it's just, if you have more weight to lose, making some of these small changes, you might see actually a bigger impact right away.
Oh, that's
But
really
that doesn't mean that if you are at a healthy body weight, you should think, I don't need to remove that sugar. We should all be doing those things anyway.
Well, and of course, cardiovascular exercise is really important as well, really getting that body moving and getting that heart working, right?
Absolutely. And then also managing your stress, of course, is important too.
Big one, yeah. And
also managing your stress, and then also getting adequate sleep. Those are two really hugely important parts of what I always call living a nutritious life. When you sleep an adequate amount, you're actually less likely to be obese, because your hunger hormones are in a better place. So when you don't sleep enough, you wake up, your hunger hormone is actually increased.
Oh, wow.
So that's why people eat more calories, and they usually crave the worst types of foods when they don't sleep well. And then, of course, also when you're stressed, you don't necessarily sleep as well. Your stress hormones increase, and when your stress hormones increase, you crave the worst types of foods as well, and you also gain weight in your midsection, which is the most dangerous place to gain weight. We know that weight in our midsection is associated with conditions like diabetes and heart disease, and et cetera.
Now, Keri, if people want to keep up with you, where do we go?
Yes, you could check me out on Instagram at Nutritious Life Official, or check out my website, nutritiouslife.com. And check out CocoVia. You can check that out at Walgreens. You can buy that at Walgreens or online.
Very good. Thank you so much, Keri, for joining us. We'll be right back right after this on the What's Cooking Today show.
Sometimes what you want most from your car is nothing. No headaches, no surprises, no anxiety when it's late at night and you're on some distant freeway in a thunderstorm. Owning a certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz can be that anxiety-free experience on every level. You know you're in one of the safest and most thoughtfully engineered vehicles on the road, and with an unlimited mileage warranty, you can drive as far as you want for up to 3 years, with roadside assistance included. Your sense of confidence and adventure are as unlimited as the warranty itself. Now you can drive the car of your dreams and realize that nothing is everything. And during the Certified Pre-Owned Sales event going on now through February 28th, you can receive 2 years of complimentary prepaid maintenance and special financing available through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services. Only at your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer. You've waited long enough.
See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for complete details and limitations on certified pre-owned warranties.
After a rough day on the range, a feller can get a bit saddle sore. That's why I use Blue Emu Original Super Strength Cream. It works fast and penetrates deep to soothe my tired muscles and joints.
And he don't stink.
And I'll tell you one thing, I had no idea this stuff was so darn handy.
Blue Emu Original Super Strength Cream. Available at all major retailers. It works fast for long-lasting soothing of tired muscles and joints.
And you won't stink.
Welcome to Staples.
Staples guy, I have my own business, so I wear lots of hats. Now I'm wearing my office manager hat because I need supplies.
Well, Staples has everything you need, like paper, ink and toner, the latest tech.
Now I'm putting on my CFO hat because I can't overspend.
And you won't. Right now, save up to 50% on a new office chair.
All my hats, and I would like to thank